He had no clue it was ICE. He thought he was just being stopped by police.
Now at 8 o'clock, the family of a Vancouver man arrested by ICE says he's been moved from Tacoma to another detention facility in Texas. We're going to have the latest on this story coming up in a live report.
And we're checking in on some of the severe flooding in Washington after the governor issued a state of emergency following this week's heavy rain. Plus,
Sloth Puppet, hi, how are you? Do you need another sidekick or the morning show?
You know, I'll just tell you that Sloth Puppet sounds an awful lot like the store owner. The store owner and the Sloth Puppet sound very much alike. That's Periwinkle's Toy Store in Camas. We went there, China and I did, to do some toy shopping with the money that you donated to our toy drive. We're going to tell you where exactly we spent the money and just how much coming up this hour on Sunrise.
good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. It's a Thursday morning here on the Sunrise Show. We've got Corey Johnson handling traffic for us. But Chris, you're up first here with a look at weather.
And we are still seeing some showers this morning, although the vast majority of them have been falling at the North Oregon coast, in the Coast Range, and on a line, let's say north of about Scappoose up towards like Salmon Creek and points north. So Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, Woodburn, Salem, we've been largely dry this morning, and I actually expect that trend to continue for much of the day. Where the areas that are seeing rain this morning will probably continue to see some occasional light rain. The rest of us, the chance of rain's there. It's not zero, but it's not very high. The other story this morning is just how warm it is. 58 degrees out the door. The average high this time of year is 47, so that puts it in perspective. 55 right now in Beaverton and Hillsborough. 56 right now in Salem, 56 in Pendleton as well. All right, the plan for today, a little drippy, especially north of Vancouver, out towards Longview and then out through the North Oregon Coast Range. But a lot of us may not see any rain at all. We'll all feel very mild temperatures, though, with highs in the upper 50s. Corey?
Well, Chris, picking up in the way of congestion, but also a few accidents I want to take you to. One in the Tigard area. This is one that's fairly new for us over the last half hour. It's along Highway 217, right after Exit 6 to Pacific Highway. This is a live look out there. You can see that incident blocking one lane of traffic for us at this hour. Traffic flowing around it at this time as emergency crews stay with that driver. Other areas that we're watching closer to downtown, I-5 southbound at Morrison Bridge, moving along quite nicely. No delays there, which is good to see. But another accident that's also been ongoing in northeast Portland. This one along Northeast Airport Way, right at the exit ramp, or entry ramp rather, from I-205 south. Pretty active still at this hour, blocking a lane of traffic, but not leading to any congestion. Taking a look at our drive times right now, starting to bump up a little bit higher. Brookwood Parkway to 405 will take you just over a half an hour. Back to you.
All right, Corey, we're going to get back to that story you just mentioned a moment ago. We have some new video here. New video this morning that gives us a closer look at that crash that Corey just mentioned. It still has Northeast Airport Way down to one lane. Portland police say that a motorcyclist and a semi-truck collided near the intersection of I-205. So that motorcyclist, from what we understand, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. ODOT, we just saw a moment ago, Corey shot at least, showed ODOT with flaggers in the area, helping traffic to get around that area and get through that intersection because the traffic light's still not working right now. Again, this is the latest on that situation in Northeast Portland, a crash between a motorcyclist and a semi-truck. Traffic definitely slow going in that area if you're just now heading out the door.
In an update this morning, a Vancouver man's family who claims ICE agents ran over his foot during an arrest now say that he's been transferred to Texas. Sunrise
reporter Thomas Schultz has been covering this story for us this morning. So Thomas, what are the latest details here?
Yeah, well, guys, last week, federal agents arrested 27-year-old Jose Paniagua Calderon in Vancouver. And video of the incident appears to show an SUV hit something near where Paniagua Calderon was sitting. He's since been transferred to a ICE detention facility in Texas. And we want to warn viewers, some of the information involved here is disturbing. Paniagua Calderon's family tells us that they believe his foot may have been run over in the incident. Initially, they thought it may be broken before Paniagua Calderon told them that while he was in pain, his foot was not broken. The Department of Homeland Security fired back, with spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin saying, after ICE officers applied wrist restraints, Paniagua launched into an Oscar-level performance, dramatically screaming while officers simply moved his vehicle off the roadway. Now, Paniagua Calderon has been transferred from an ICE detention facility in Tacoma to one in El Paso, Texas. His family worries the move may be retaliation after they spoke out about the arrest last week.
told my family, and they were all so sad and mad, and they couldn't believe that they had taken him more than 1,000 miles away from us.
DHS pushed back, saying claims that transfers of detainees are being weaponized or hidden are also categorically false. All transfers are made in accordance to strict guidelines. They say detainees and attorneys are notified about transfers and directs families to the ICE detainee locator. The Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition says that transfers like this to states like Texas and Louisiana are extremely disruptive. They say they've seen similar ones to this one as well. They also add that it can infringe upon legal cases and makes it impossible for family and friends to visit their loved ones who are being detained. Drew, China.
All right, Thomas, show us the latest on one of our top local news stories this morning. Here are some more local headlines to get to on this Thursday. We now know the man shot and killed at a Southeast Portland convenience store earlier this week was an employee at that store. Neighbors told us 3D's Market on Southeast 139th is family owned, and they say it's been open for decades.
I'm just shocked because they're I mean, you always hear they're the nicest people, and they really are.
Portland police, by the way, have not made any arrests in this case, and they still haven't released any information on a motive.
The man charged with shooting and killing a 33-year-old man under the Burnside Bridge back in April of 2022 is expected to be sentenced today. Rizzo Lucas, who was 18 at the time of the shooting, was charged with second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. Police found the victim with gunshot wound to the neck. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Lucas is scheduled to be sentenced in less than an hour at 9 o'clock this morning. On the Oregon coast, water is still high in some spots, but it is receding. We have Renee to thank here for sending us these photos from Drift Creek in Lincoln City. Highway 6 in Tillamook is back open as well after it looked like this yesterday. Tillamook firefighters had to rescue a handful of people yesterday, including this driver who got stuck in the water. They're asking people to stay vigilant and not drive through any of the flooding.
We're also tracking floods and landslide conditions in the northwest part of Washington this morning after record rainfall in that part of the state. We know at least 4 inches of rain fell across the Cascade Mountains since late Tuesday, and up in Bellingham, it's about 90 miles north of Seattle, they saw nearly 3 inches of rain. That shatters the city's record for rainfall in a single day. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson declared a state of emergency, and the National Guard at this point is activated, with 100 service members already helping out.
There are at least 6 rivers in the state that could break flooding records, as well as 3 dams at risk of failing. Officials are advising about 100,000 people to evacuate certain areas of Washington state. That includes the Mount Vernon area north of Seattle. The Skagit River there is still rising, expected to go up another 14 feet before Friday. Businesses were boarding up and sandbagging last night.
There's been multiple times today that I've almost been in tears. This is really a magical community.
To the southeast of Seattle, I-90 is shut down near North Bend. It's been closed more than 9 hours because of this landslide that trapped 3 cars. And further south in Pierce County, sheriff's deputies had to go in by boat to rescue people from an RV park. They evacuated at least 40 homes with river levels especially high in the town of Ordig. Closer to our area now in Lewis County, the Cowlitz River still at what's considered major flood stage, triggering evacuations there. Some people who live on higher ground have been helping those who need to leave.
It come up faster than I've ever seen water come up. There's some little kids in there that were packing stuff out to the car, and the first trip there was no water, and the second trip he stepped into the water, and then I come down in there and we loaded him out and got him out of there.
Cowlitz River has flooded much of the Cascade Peaks RV park near Packwood since yesterday morning.
All right, Chris McGinnis, we've got all that rain to talk about in Northwest Washington. We definitely avoided the big bullet here, but there's still some rain coming, I know, next week to our area.
Yeah, a little bit, and we'll touch on that in a bit. Drew, to your point about how we kind of dodged a little bit. When we were first looking at this system from a week ago today, we mentioned the possibility for possibly catastrophic flooding, and that was largely because we thought that the first punch would come in and give us what it gave us, which was 3+ inches of rain here in Portland in a little over 24 hours. And then we thought the second punch may very well hit the same areas. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for the folks up in Seattle, they bore the brunt of it, and it is still raining at a pretty good clip up there this morning, although the good news there is that this is about the back end of that atmospheric river. So a little bit of good news for those folks. We're on the southern periphery of that. As such, the North Oregon Coast Range and areas northern Clark County, safe from like Battleground, and then up towards Kelso and Longview and Cowlitz County, you've been getting recurring light rain showers today, and that will continue to be the case, I think, today. So areas that have been seeing rain this morning will probably continue to see it on and off through much of the day. But Futurecast has really backed off any accumulating rainfall for Vancouver, Portland, and Point South. So we may not see anything today here in Portland, which no one's going to be disappointed about. We are waking up to very mild temperatures, 58 out the door. That was our low temperature, by the way, from yesterday, which was a record warm minimum for yesterday. Average high this time there's 47. You can see we are very, very warm, 7 degrees above normal for the month of December thus far. So that trend, that mild trend, continues today. All right, here's the forecast. Again, we generally stay in the 50s today. Maybe a smidge cooler tomorrow. I think we may see a few sun breaks on Friday. And then if the fog's not too thick on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon may wind up actually being a really nice day. And then to Drew's point earlier, we do have some on and off rain showers on Sunday. Monday's system will be a little bit more significant. Nothing like what we just went through, but significant nonetheless. And I can take a closer look at that coming up in our next weather in about 10 minutes. Corey?
Okay, still monitoring a few active crashes out on the roadway at this time. One that is creating some delay for us in the Tigard area. It's along Highway 217, the southbound lanes right at exit 6 to 99W. This is a look from our ODOT cameras. You can see the right-hand shoulder blocked at this time. Emergency crews out there. There's actually been a few more emergency officials that have made their way to that scene since the last time we talked about this, but you can see traffic down to 2 lanes near that stretch as a result. Another area we're keeping an eye on, moving slowly for us at this time, the northbound lanes of I-5 at Nyberg in the Tualatin area, also starting to inch along. This is that accident we've been talking about for most of the morning in Northeast Portland. It's along Northeast Airport Way, right from the entry ramp to I-205 South. Still out there at this time, not creating much in the way of congestion at this hour. Your drive times, though, starting to inch up just a little bit. I-84 west from Troutdale to I-5 sitting at about 25 minutes. China?
Thank you, Corey. Coming up on Sunrise, Oregon's crabbing season starts next week. How one local scientist is predicting the season's harvest by studying these little baby crabs. Also ahead, caught on camera, a DoorDash driver appears to be pepper spraying someone's order. We'll have more on this and hear from the family who ordered the food coming up.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Crabbing season is set to start along the Oregon coast next Tuesday, just about 2 weeks behind schedule.
And while it's unknown exactly how big of a crabbing season it will be, a University of Oregon professor has a good idea based on more than 2 decades of research. Devin Haskins has more.
Crab season is big business in Oregon. pulling in around $68 million worth of crab each year.
They open the crab season when the crabs are fat enough.
And with an industry dependent on big numbers, that's where Dr. Alan Shanks comes in. For 25 years, he's been studying baby crabs, or megalopi. No bigger than a dime, but packed full of data.
And so basically what I've been doing is measuring how many of those guys come back each year.
He tracks their return using a simple light trap made out of a 5-gallon jug.
Like so many animals, they're attracted to light. You know, it's just like the moths on your porch, they're attracted to light. These guys are attracted to light.
It takes about 4 years for a megalopi to grow into a full adult. If the babies come back in big numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean a big season. Many of them never make it. But when smaller numbers return, their odds skyrocket because there's less competition and less cannibalism from older crabs.
When there's very few of them that get here, and those tend to be during strong El Nino years, then the chances that these little baby crabs are going to grow up to be an adult and enter the fishery is much, much, much better than in a year when you get 3 million of them landing.
Regularly tracking how many come into his trap lets Shank predict the size of a future season.
If there's not a marine heat wave during the summer that the crabs are on the bottom, then yes, I can get to be, the long-term average is about plus or minus 12%.
So looking at 2021 numbers, for this season, he's anticipating around 15 million pounds. That's a little less than an average year in Oregon, which is just over 18 million.
The problem, though, is that it was a marine heat wave. And so it's damn good chance that it's going to be higher than that. But how much higher, I don't know.
Those heat waves are getting more frequent, he says. The warmer waters essentially create more food for the crabs and less cannibalism and competition. A reminder that the future of Oregon's most valuable fishery depends not only on the adult crabs, but the baby ones drifting back to shore. Devin Haskins, KGW News.
I can't speak to the water temperature, Chris McGinnis, but I can tell you the air temperature outside around the Portland area this week has been crazy warm.
Almost 7 degrees above normal through the first third of December.
It's nuts.
Really?
That's warm. That's why there's no snow up at Timberline right now. There may be, we've been saying this a couple times, but it's happening more frequently, more regularly in the computer models, and now suddenly not so far out that we may be transitioning to a slightly cooler weather pattern days 5, 6, 7, and beyond. So we'll cross our fingers for that. For now, we've got a few light rain showers out there, primarily focused in like northern Clark County through Columbia County and points north. A lot of us may not see anything today. It has been breezy. That wind is going to subside as we go through the day. Dry weather for almost all of us, I think, Friday and Saturday. So that's something to look forward to. A little bit of rain on Sunday. More significant rain Monday. What are we talking about when I say significant? Yes, there is another plume of some tropical moisture heading our way on Monday. This is Futurecast real quick showing another shot here. This one is not nearly as deep, not nearly as prolonged, won't be nearly as impactful as what we just had. But I wanted to show it to you anyway because it is our next significant rainfall coming to the region. This is, again, Sunday night into Monday and early Tuesday. And Futurecast right now is spitting out on the order of maybe a half to an inch of rain up and down the I-5 corridor pretty uniformly from Kelso, Longview, south to Eugene. It will be rain in the Coast Range. It will be primarily rain in the Cascades, at least on the front end of this system. So that's something we'll watch for the start of next week. For now, it is mild out the door. As Drew mentioned, 58 degrees last check in PDX. By the way, that was the low temperature last night for Thursday in Portland, which is a record warm minimum for the 10th of December. Unbelievable stuff. Right now, we've got, again, that light rain from Astoria to Longview south to, well, now we're starting to see a few sprinkles showing up Salmon Creek and down into Vancouver. But again, that'll be the exception rather than the rule as to how much in the way of any rainfall Vancouver, Portland, and Point South see today. Still maybe another 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain getting up towards Cowlitz County and more than that, obviously, in the Washington Cascades. The beach forecast, a little drippy, especially at the north coast. The central and south coast may not see much in the way of any rain today, and the breeze for you folks will subside. It's been really breezy through the gorge. The west wind will subside for you folks. It'll be mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. Cascade Locks gets into the upper 50s. The better bet for more frequent showers is Battleground and Points North. Vancouver and Points South, the shower threat tapers off. We may even see some sunbreaks as you get down towards Woodburn, Salem, and Corvallis today. Again, highs for all of us running well above average for this time of the year. Okay, I've got us dry, a lot of cloud cover, but dry on Friday. If the fog on Saturday is not too stubborn, we may wind up with a really nice day Saturday, once again with highs in the upper 50s. We do get some light rain on Sunday, and Corey, as we mentioned, Monday's rain system could be a little bit more significant.
Absolutely. And taking a look at the roadways right now, starting to ramp up in the way of stalled vehicles, congestion, and a few accidents. I want to take you to this one that is starting to clear for us in the Tigard area. This along the stretch of Highway 217 at this hour. It is near the exit ramp, that crash. It's near exit 6 to 99W, starting to clear. Thankfully, it's been ongoing for about 40 minutes or so. Over in Sylvan, we also have a vehicle breakdown that we want to tell you about in that community. This is along Sunset Highway. The eastbound lanes impacted near exit 71 to Shoals Ferry Road, creating some delays for us. That's fairly new within the last 10 minutes. This accident, though, not within the last 10 minutes, within the last 2 hours. We've been keeping an eye out on this accident in Northeast Portland. It's along Northeast Airport Way, situated on that right-hand shoulder from the exit ramp to 205 South. So it is starting to clear. Thankfully, this is a look at the map of where that accident is. Other areas that we're keeping an eye out on in Vancouver, this is I-5 at Kirby Avenue, moving a touch slow for us right now in Southwest Washington, but across the board, things picking up. Our drive times reflecting it as well. Brookwood Parkway to 405 sits at about 35 minutes. Drew?
All right, thank you, Corey. Coming up here on Sunrise, caught on camera. Police say these 3 suspects worked together to install card skimmers at a local Dollar Tree store. We'll take a closer look at the surveillance video and also some advice from police on how to protect yourself.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Police are looking for these 3 suspects after they say the group planted a card skimmer inside a Gresham Dollar Tree. This video from Gresham Police shows how it all unfolded here. Officers say the 3 walk in, each with a role. One distracts a store clerk making small talk and asking for help in another aisle, while another moves in and attaches a skimmer to the card reader. Investigators say skimming cases have been reported across the area, including several at Dollar Trees and 7-Elevens in Washington County back in September.
We only know about the cases that are reported. And so how much more prevalent this is difficult for us to say, but we have definitely seen an increase in the last couple of days all throughout the metro area in different jurisdictions. So it is something that is definitely happening right now.
And another look at the suspects here. If you recognize them, contact Gresham Police.
Next up, an investigation is underway into what can be only described as an unusual DoorDash experience, to say the least. So in this video, you see the DoorDash driver walk up and deliver the food, but at that point, it clearly it looks like they're spraying something on that order. Emma Beck has more on what was going on here.
It was just past midnight on December 7th when Mark Cardin and his wife decided to order DoorDash. It didn't take them long to realize something was wrong with their food.
I noticed my wife had started eating and she started choking and gasping, and after she had had a couple bites of her food, she actually threw up.
Mark started to investigate.
And I had to look at the bag and see that there was some kind of spray or something the bag had been tampered with. So I pulled up my doorbell camera and seen that the lady that dropped the food off had actually tampered with it on purpose for some reason.
We've blurred the delivery driver's face since no charges have been filed yet, but this video from Mark's doorbell camera caught her red-handed, spraying the food bag after dropping it off.
It's horrific. I mean, we assume it's pepper spray. It's more than likely what it is, but now in this day and age, it could have been anything. Could have been rat poison, could have been fentanyl. You know, I mean, my wife could have been dead.
Mark immediately contacted DoorDash and then law enforcement.
I definitely want to see her prosecuted.
The sheriff's office says they are investigating, and a possible charge could be consumer product tampering, a level 6 felony. Mark says they don't know the driver and they did tip her.
We live in a terrible world right now. Horrific. People are mean for no reason. There was no reason to do what she done.
He says he's using this experience to encourage others to be alert at all times.
I would say to anybody, if you order food on any kind of delivery service, make sure you have a doorbell. This is making me second guess ever ordering food from anywhere ever again.
Again, that was Emma Beck reporting for us this morning. All right, quick break time here, but when we come back, we're going to talk about local immigrant rights groups that are suing Multnomah County and the Sheriff's Office over accusations of violating the state's sanctuary law.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you
Good morning, I'm China Green. Conservative influencer Nick Sordor is planning to sue the city of Portland and the Portland police for $10 million over his arrest at the ICE building in October, which he says was unlawful. After reviewing the case, the district attorney dropped the disorderly conduct charge against Sordor, saying that he was acting in self-defense. He says that he was arrested without probable cause and targeted because of his political views. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at weather.
We've been a little drippy in Clark County and up towards Cowlitz County and into the North Oregon Coast Range. Here in Portland and Vancouver proper, we've been mostly dry this morning. Certainly cloudy, though, and very, very mild. 58 degrees, last check at PDX. The plan for today, a few showers. The best bet for those are Vancouver or maybe Battleground and points north, but we could still get a raindrop or two here in Portland and down towards Tualatin. I've got us at 58, so our high for the day happening now will be steady for the temperatures. Dry Friday, dry Saturday, and then a shot of rain returning for the second half of the weekend.
All right, gang, we start the 8:30 half hour of the Sunrise Show with Time Magazine's Person of the Year. So this is a look at the magazine's X account. This year, the honor goes to artificial intelligence and the people building and shaping the technology. Time Magazine says, quote, 2025 was the year AI's full potential roared into view and when it became clear that there will be no turning back. I'll tell you what, gang. Based on that decision by Time, I just got to do something real quick here. Cancel subscription? Yes. Yeah. I mean, does anyone want to argue? You can't give artificial intelligence Person of the Year honors?
No. I don't like it.
0 for 4. Yeah. So for what it's worth, we're not in agreement.
The machine is a person.
Yeah. Person of the Year, AI. No
and the Person of the Year, nonetheless.
All right, so Chris McGinnis, if it's okay with the two of you, I'd like to nominate Chris McGinnis for Worker of the Week so far this week at KGW. I mean, Rod Hill.
It's been a week.
Rod Hill managed to book another vacation right in the middle of a serious weather story in our area.
Now, in fairness to Rod, he had some major stuff that he had to take care of, so we appreciate that.
But he still missed it, and you had to take on the load, Chris, and you've done a great job.
Thank you for being here, Corey. Yes. All right, let's get you out the door. We are cloudy in Portland. Boy, you can see the murkiness, the mud. There's likely some debris flow in the Willamette River at this point after all the runoff the last couple of days. We have escaped rain so far here in Portland for much of this morning. There are some showers starting to show up in Clark County, especially northern Clark County. But a lot of us from Vancouver and points south have been dry but mild. 58. Last check at PDX, more on that in a second. It's 55 Beaverton, Hillsborough, 53 Forest Grove. Troutdale checking in with 58. The big perspective across the state, even the typical cold spots are not all that cold. Baker City's at 35, Burns at 27 degrees. All right, check this out. We talked about how warm it's been. We are 1/3 of the way through the month of December. PDX is 6.7 degrees above average for the month of December. Yesterday's low temperature for Wednesday, December 10th was 58 degrees. We did that at midnight. That means for the entirety of yesterday, it was no colder than 58. A record warm minimum for the day, 11 degrees above average highs for the low temperature yesterday. So that just, I think, puts in perspective how mild it's been. It's been breezy out there today. That south breeze will subside. I'm going to keep the chance of showers going here, but by and large, the raindrop chance here is going to be pretty few and far between for most of us, especially south of Vancouver. Battleground, whoops, we just went right past that. Let me see if I can go back. Can I get my 7-day forecast back? That's what I wanted to show you. Okay, we can't. There's a live look at the Dalles. I'll show you the 7-day forecast, which is dry for Friday and Saturday. That's coming up in just a minute. Corey?
All right, well, taking a look out at the roadways, the good news is we do have a few accidents starting to clear at this time. One that we've been monitoring over in Tigard along Highway 217. It's near the exit ramp, exit 6 to 99W. Cleared at this time. It was very active over the last hour, so good to see no longer there. Another incident we're monitoring in Sylvan, a stalled vehicle at this time along Sunset Highway impacting the eastbound lanes. This is near exit 71 to Shoals Ferry Road, so keep that in mind there. And then interstate-wise, starting to become a little bit more congested. This is the Banfield, I-84 East at 28th Avenue. Those eastbound lanes not quite crawling along, but they are picking up. 405 southbound at Montgomery, also seeing a few more cars than we saw about 15 minutes ago, but overall moving pretty well out on the interstates at this time. Taking a look at your drive times from Brookwood Parkway to I-405 sits at about 34 minutes. Drew?
All right, thank you, Corey. 2 immigrant rights groups are suing Multnomah County on accusations of violating Oregon sanctuary law.
The lawsuit claimed that a county jail contract with the U.S. Marshals Service violates the law. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz breaks down the lawsuit.
The lawsuit claims the contract allows people being detained for immigration hearings to continue to be held even after they've already posted bail or their sentence has been completed. In a statement, the Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition said in part, as immigrant communities face increasing threats from federal agents, they need to know that Oregon will back them up with action, not just words. The agreement has been in place since 2019. It allows the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office to house federal detainees in jail in exchange for a payment. This includes detainees awaiting immigration hearings. In a statement, David Henretti, an attorney at Oregon Law Center, said in part, the county cannot allow federal agents to use our local jail as a pipeline to immigration detention. When a judge says you're free, you're free. We've reached out to the Department of Homeland Security about this. We're still awaiting their response. We also reached out to the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office. They tell us they do not comment on pending litigation. In downtown Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Thank you, Thomas Schultz, for that live report. All right, conservative influencer Nick Sorter also planning a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the city of Portland over what he's calling his unlawful arrest at the ICE building. Sorter is one of 3 people arrested in early October accused of fighting near the ICE facility by the South Waterfront. Now, after reviewing this case, the district attorney dropped the disorderly conduct charge against Sorter, saying that he was acting in self-defense. So according to a notice just filed this week, Sorter is now planning to sue the city and the Portland Police Bureau for $10 million. That's $10 million, saying that he was arrested without probable cause and targeted because of his political views. KGW's Blair Best talked to his attorney.
So the tort claim alleges that his arrest was unlawful. What specific evidence supports that claim?
This is an interesting case because every bit of what happened is on video, and we know that the officers were able to see what happened. And what happened in this case is not only was Mr. Sorter innocent of any wrongdoing, but it was clear he was the victim.
Portland Police, by the way, and the city of Portland both declining to comment on this pending litigation. But in a social media post after Sorter was arrested, the Police Bureau did say it does not arrest people based on political affiliation or public profile. City Council approved Raymond Lee III as the city's new city administrator. Lee comes to Portland after holding a similar post in Greeley, Colorado. This is a look at Lee right here. At a news conference yesterday, he mentioned homelessness and the cost of living as 2 areas that he wants to focus on, but he also acknowledged the challenges that come from working within a city budget.
Tough decisions are going to have to be made as we go through this budget year and probably some future budgets as we look at the structural component of how we provide services as a community.
Lee is taking over for current city administrator Michael Jordan, who is retiring at the end of the month.
Oregon's unemployment rate keeps climbing, 5.2% in September, up from 5% in August and 4.3% a year ago. Healthcare added 1,300 jobs last month, while construction and business services each added 700. The financial sector lost 700 jobs, and manufacturing dropped by 200 nationwide. Unemployment sits at 4.4%.
Can you repeat all of those numbers again backwards?
No, but I can repeat this. It's time to buy your lottery ticket. It's time to buy your lottery ticket.
Big numbers here.
Because the Powerball jackpot is now up to an estimated $1 billion after no one took home the prize last night. The cash value of the jackpot is just over $461 million, but the odds of winning are slim, worse than 1 in 292 million. Since, the bigger the pot gets, more people are playing. So the next drawing is on Saturday.
It's a fun story when you mention how much you can win. It becomes less fun when we talk about how hard it is to actually win that money.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's hardcore. That's why no one's won in a while.
Yes, but you got to play to win, though.
There you go.
If you're not in it, then you're
got to get in
it,
the game.
Right? Exactly. Get in the game with traffic because we are seeing a few areas starting to get a little bit congested at this hour. One area that has cleared a little bit for us in the way of a crash. This is in Tigard. This is along Highway 217. It was from the 99W ramp that was congested, no longer is. But if you look on the eastbound side, also looks like we have another stalled vehicle that just popped up out there at this time, giving you the map view so you can see where that was. Over in Sylvan, in a stalled vehicle incident creating just a little bit of delay for us on Sunset Highway. Those eastbound lanes impacted near exit 71 to Shoals Ferry Road. This is the Banfield I-84 at 28th Avenue, moving a touch slow for us along that stretch. And then this incident that we've been monitoring in Northeast Portland, it's right on Northeast Airport Way, or I should say was, because it's no longer there. It was from the exit ramp to I-205 South. It looks like no longer any emergency crews out there, or if they are tucked in that right-hand corner of your screen. They were blocking a lane of traffic. It was a crash that took place early this morning, as you can see, has since cleared. But taking a look at our drive times, sitting a little bit congested as more people make their way out on the roadway and out onto work. If you're traveling along I-5 northbound along Wilsonville Road to Markham Bridge, it'll sit just under 30 minutes. Drew?
All right, Corey, we actually have some more information now on that crash you just talked about a moment ago over near Northeast Airport Way. New information says that the crash, or the motorcycle rider involved in the crash, now has life-threatening injuries. So the motorcycle again collided with a semi-truck. Portland police say the semi-driver did remain on the scene. They're cooperating with the investigation. We just talked about the traffic impacts over on Northeast Airport Way. This is by I-205. But again, the piece of news that we're passing along right now is the motorcycle rider does have life-threatening injuries. Bye-bye. Going past. Winning. Yep. Trying to cross the finish line. Struggling, maybe, China, to cross the finish line?
That's an understatement.
Of this year's Great Toy Drive. This morning, as we promised all month, we're shopping for toys with money that you guys, our viewers, have donated over the past month. A win-win segment for local kids and this local toy shop that just got a big purchase from the Toy Drive.
Hey, our team tests products every day. We only bring you the winners, and this one is super important because it's about protecting your private information. I have spent years reporting on this and teaching you how to protect yourself, and this product really helps you do that. It's called the ID Defender Premium Stamp Roller Kit, and what it does is it uses patented technology to mask your address. So you can roll through and look, I'm comfortable holding this private information up because you cannot see past it when you use it. Did you know, I just printed out this fake document, when you use a Sharpie on something to cross out your name, your address, all that, a scammer can literally hold it up to the light and actually still be able to read it, but not with this. You roll it through like that, done. You hold this up, a scammer cannot get that information. And you get a 3-pack of these, okay? You get 1,600 uses, which is pretty incredible. And I'm just gonna show you some other documents too. A personal check, Florida vehicle identification card. Again, very comfortable showing you all this because this stuff works and I want you to use it because it does protect yourself. Normally this is $47.97 for a 3-pack kit. Today, a deal, $24.97. One of our biggest deals to date, 48% off. I urge you to go get it. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Final days of the KGW Great Toy Drive have arrived. In fact, next Tuesday, we're going to wrap up our collection efforts with the annual parade of toys. The idea behind the parade is to fill that toy box up to the roof with all of your donations. And then a week from today, next Thursday, all the toys we collect get distributed to local nonprofits who help us deliver them to kids and their families.
And for the past month, we told you that one of the easiest ways to help out is by donating cash to the toy drive and letting us do the shopping for you. So that's exactly what Drew and I got to do during a recent visit to Camas.
This is the most important time of year and the most magical time of year. It's when we're really counting on our community to come into the shop, find that perfect gift, and bring cheer for the holiday into the home.
Periwinkle's Toy Shop in downtown Camas embodies what small local business is all about. connected to the community,
Folk Manus makes some wonderful puppets.
and dependent on the community.
Sloth Puppet, hi, how are you? Do you need another sidekick or the morning show?
So it was a huge holiday season boost when they found out that we were going to spend $4,000 that viewers donated to the KGW Great Toy Drive at their shop buying toys for local kids.
This is one of our best lines. It goes from $3 to $99 because the parents play as well.
$4,000 for a shop like us in a small town is huge. It can make or break our month. This is magical, and we're really appreciative of it.
Bye-bye. Going past. Winning. Periwinkles, by the way, isn't just getting a lift from the toy drive. They're also helping to lift it up, allowing us to set up shop within their shop as one of the official Great Toy Drive collection sites.
This is our first year, and what has been brought to our store with this toy drive is amazing. We want to get toys out there with this Great Toy Drive to bring happiness to kids. It's awesome. We really want to thank you. It's been a gift.
Periwinkle's Toy Shop again in Camas. We thank them for opening up the doors and letting our TV camera inside for that big purchase for the toy drive. Not too late to get on board. You can donate cash right now. Go to kgw.com/toy, click the donate cash button. You see what happens. We donate, or you donate, and we do the toy buying. All right, quick mention for Great Clips. Without them, we'd be nowhere this week. They're doubling donations all week long. And also this weekend, collection events aplenty. We've got one on Saturday. Let's see that Saturday event, please. There it is, Cedar Hills Crossing, 11 to 2. The Toy Drive elves out there collecting your new unwrapped toys. And then China Green and myself, we're going to be out at the Beaverton Fred Meyer. This is the one over by Highway 217, right there off Beaverton Hillsdale Highway. We'll also be there from 11 to 2.
He's over there in the dark.
I put him in timeout.
Trying to push my chair way over here during that read, and I said, you know what? This is where I'll stay.
Yeah, because he's leaving KGW and he's going to Denver. And
Not
so
today.
I'm mad.
Not today.
Not today. But hey, if you want to go to that toy drive thing on Sunday, you could say goodbye to him.
That's right. I guess you could say goodbye in person if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
We don't want to, though. That's why you're
move on to the next part of the newscast, gang. This is as far as I'm getting.
I like this. I mean, knowing, I believe, I didn't see what happened, but I believe that Drew did something to deserve that shove over to the side of the, okay, if you want to get out to the toy drive Saturday, I'm glad it's going to rain on Drew's portion of the toy drive collection. Saturdays looks good, low clouds and fog in the morning, turning partly sunny in the afternoon. And about the rain on Sunday, at this point, it actually doesn't look like too big of a deal, like a little bit of light rain. Monday's event actually looks more significant. So let's talk about that, because obviously this has got everyone's attention after what we just went through. Looking at next week, we get another shot of tropical moisture or subtropical moisture coming into the area. So yeah, it is quote unquote an atmospheric river, but it is not near the intensity or the duration of what we just went through. I will show you though that Futurecast does certainly show that Monday across the Pacific Northwest will be our next significant rainfall. And the European model here spits out generally, you know, a half an inch to an inch of rain up and down the I-5 corridor here from Kelso, Longview, all the way down to Eugene, higher amounts in the Coast Range. The Cascades, initially this will be rain. There are some signs in both the European and the GFS model going out to like, you know, days 6 and beyond that we start to get a little cooler. And with that, we start to introduce the chance of some Cascade ski resort snow just beyond the range of our 7-day forecast. We'll keep watching that. All right, downtown right now, we are a little breezy, we're dry, we're mild, we're 58. We've been talking about that, right? I told you we're nearly 7 degrees above normal for the month. Yesterday was 58 for a low. The low temperature was a record warm minimum at PDX yesterday. Yesterday's high was 62. Average for this time of the year is 47. So we are in really mild air here. It's 55 last check at Beaverton. Kelso checking in with 52, 56 in Pendleton, and even the traditionally cool spots of the state, not overly cold right now. Baker City at 35 and Burns at 27. All right, as we check out Futurecast here, the areas that have been seeing light rain today will probably continue to see on and off light rain. So Kelso up towards Castle Rock and even down towards Kalama. We've been kind of in and out of the light rain this morning from Battleground, Salmon Creek, Vancouver. Portland, we haven't seen hardly anything. And farther south, you may not see anything today. And Futurecast bears that out. maybe another 1/10 of an inch of rain up towards Kelso and a little bit more in the Coast Range and at the North Coast. But otherwise, a lot of us really not seeing much of anything today. So shower trends continue to diminish. I've got us completely dry on Friday and Saturday. We reintroduced some rain, light rain on Sunday. Monday's rain looks heavier, more substantial. Hopefully by then, certainly by then, area creeks, rivers, streams, etc. will have had a chance to recover from the deluge that we got earlier this week. Okay, it's birthday time. Let's celebrate some December 11th birthdays. In Tillamook, leading the way, Vincent, rocking 26 years young today. Happy birthday to you, sir. Peggy, big Ducks fan it appears, got her green and gold on, and she is 48. I guess she could be a Packers fan. We know Robert is a Seahawks fan, rocking 55 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Pete in Pal Butte. Pete from Pal Butte is 65 years old. Last but not least, Mark, who has his own store, it appears. Mark is 68. Congratulations. Hopefully you can retire from your store at this point. Celebrate your birthdays by sending your birthday greetings and photos to birthdays@kgw.com.
Now we are traffic alert at this moment. I do want to take you to Northeast Portland. I told you about 15 minutes ago about this accident in Northeast Portland and along Airport Way. It's right at the exit ramp from 205 South. That camera was moved in a different direction. I want to show you what it looks like now. So we do have an update that it is closed. So Northeast Airport Way closed under the freeway overpass. But keep in mind that 205 ramp remains open in all directions. So going to continue to monitor that incident that's due to a crash that we've been following over the last few hours. Other areas I want to show you that are starting to become a little bit congested. I-5 at Markham Bridge. This is the lower deck if you're headed southbound, picking up in the way of traffic. And the same for 405 southbound at Everett at this time. But again, going to continue to watch that incident in Northeast Portland that we've been seeing. It looks like Northeast Airport Way closed in both directions underneath the overpass. But again, I-205 South, that entry ramp open, of course, at this time. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
And a wrap of our top stories this morning. 2 immigrant rights groups are suing Multnomah County for allegedly violating Oregon sanctuary law. The lawsuit claims the county jail contract with the U.S. Marshals Service violates the law, claiming it allows people detained for immigration reasons to be held even after they post a bail or their sentence has been completed. Conservative influencer Nick Sorter is planning to sue the city of Portland and the Portland police for $10 million over his arrest at the ICE building, which he says was unlawful. Sorter was one of 3 people arrested in early October, accused of fighting near the South Waterfront facility. After reviewing the case, the district attorney dropped the disorderly conduct charge against Sorter, saying that he was acting in self-defense. Shorter says he was arrested without probable cause and targeted because of his political views. And the Broadway Bridge South Sidewalk will be closed overnight tonight and tomorrow from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. The bridge itself is already closed until springtime next year to all cars, buses, and streetcars as crews work on replacing the bridge's deck.
A shower chance today, otherwise really mild. 58's our current temperature. I think we pretty much stay there the rest of the day. A dry Friday, dry Saturday, and then light rain returns on Sunday.
And this crash on Northeast Airport Way still has eastbound lanes closed in both directions. Eastbound traffic now detoured at the 205 overpass. Your drive times sitting pretty average for this time of morning.
Yeah, that crash involved a motorcycle and a semi. The motorcyclist, we know, did suffer life-threatening injuries. So we'll continue to follow that story today. You can watch our streaming newscast throughout the day today. We have 2 new half hours you can check out. We have a half hour now at 12:30 and a half hour at 5:30 p.m. only on KGW Plus. We appreciate the viewership.